Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the Console Space Podcast, the podcast where we get together and talk about what's going on in the console space. I'm your host, Sean Colangelo, and I'm joined, as always, by co-host, co-producer, the one and only Slick Wick John Jables Jingleheimer Porter. What's going on, JP?
It's going good, Sean.
Good. Also, co-host and co-producer, the raddest dad you wish you had, Roberto Ketchelmya. How's it going, Rob?
It's going good, Sean.
It's going good. We will swing on back to old Jables. What are you playing, man?
I've been playing Fortnite. Me and JD got our first duo win today.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
They have really polished the shit out of that game, haven't they?
Yes, it's honestly been getting better and better. They'll add like new modes every once in a while that are like limited time, like this one's all sniper rifles, this one's all explosives, and they're really fun. I've been getting into it a lot, and it's a good time.
And see, I have been playing. Well, I was playing Fortnite. I'm gonna sound like a hipster douche here, but
before it was popular.
Yeah. I was playing Fortnite long before it went like super viral, and so I liked it better when it was in its older state because I'm an old man and I don't like change.
Right.
I understand why they're making these updates, and because they want to keep things fresh and they want to suck more people in. And I still can play it occasionally and enjoy it. Like, in fact, I actually was playing it last night for the first time in a good while. But I did like it better when it was a little more simple. I feel like they're almost kind of perpetually trying to fix something that wasn't broken. But again, I get why they're trying to spice it up.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know if this is new or not, but there is another control scheme you can use on PS4. And I imagine the other like any console. It's wait, is Fortnite only PS4?
No.
I know it's on PC, but is it on Xbox?
But I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's
I know PUBG's on Xbox.
Yeah. Microsoft locked up PUBG
for
a little while. That has yet to come to PS4, but Fortnite, I believe, is on everything.
Okay.
Well, not the Switch yet.
Okay. So there's another control scheme you can use that's because the default one is like it's like Combat Pro or something like that, and you can switch it over to Builder Pro, and it has it switches it to, instead of like using buttons to switch between a platform or stairs or whatever you need to build, all of them are the shoulder buttons. One's stairs, one's a wall.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, I suck at building. Like, I'm not good at it at all. When I play with people, I just make sure that we have a person who is like way better at building.
Right.
Because I just can't do it fast enough. But
this helps a lot. So if you're listening to this and you have not tried that out, don't try it out because it'll make it harder for me. Because now that I know how to do it, I want to be better. So don't try that.
Right.
Other than that, I've been playing the game Nier, Nier for PS3. The Nier Automata just came out not that long ago for PS4, and I wanted to play the one before it. So
How is that?
Trying that. It's really cool. It's different. It's hard to explain the gameplay. There's like a town where you go and you get quests, and it's like a third-person action game. Like, I don't want to compare it to like a Zelda type gameplay, but I guess that's what I would compare it to. But it's just weird. It's different, and there's just something different about it. And I've been told that it like combines different gameplay styles, and that like I I have this feeling like something weird's gonna happen. It's just a really weird game, and I've been into it. So yeah, that's all. It's hard to explain. That's all I can really say about it. But it's one of those games where you just have to play it and kind of see what it's all about. It's different. That's the best word I can use for it.
I like different, so that's good. And were you able to play any more Horizon at all?
Not yet.
No. Okay, just curious.
Yeah.
Fabia?
Ooh, I've been playing the RPG called Graduate from Your Last Semester of College, so I haven't been playing a lot.
That sounds like. Is it fun?
It's really intense. Like there's like all these power ups where you just drink pots of coffee and then just like have like existential crisis.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool.
It's a lot of boss fights.
A lot of boss fights. And then there's no checkpoints until you get to the midterms. It's really awful. I was at a party last night and there was a PS4 there and we were just like passing around the controller for Fortnite. And I made it to, it's like the 30th person left, which is the best for me. And I killed 2 people, which is also the best for me because I suck at it. But then like once you die, it just goes to like the game of like whoever killed you or something or whatever. So like we were watching people play and it got down to like the last 5 people in this party. And they were just building these huge like fortresses, and it was so fast. And I was like, "How are they doing this?" And now that you said that there's that different control scheme, I could like understand how they're doing it.
Yeah.
But we were just like watching these people, and we're just like, "Oh my god, this is nuts."
Yeah, you gotta be quick. It's insane.
Apparently, with keyboard and mouse, it's even faster. Like that's.
I bet you could have like macros on every key.
Yeah, probably.
That's nuts. Is there like competitive league for Fortnite yet?
I don't know if it's gone to that point yet or not.
It will.
It will.
It
Yeah.
absolutely
Nuts.
will. Yeah.
Sean, what have you been playing?
Well, I finally beat the main story of Assassin's Creed Origins.
Okay. Did you find out the origin?
It does, believe it or not, it does tell you the origins of the Assassin's Brotherhood.
Okay, so it didn't lie.
Does. It explains how it all began.
Okay.
Took me a while to get through that game. I mean, part of that is because
Real quick, that should be the blurb on the back of the box from like a reviewer. It didn't lie.
it didn't lie.
Does say the origin.
Yeah. I mean, I did put it down for a good while because of Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But it still took me a while to get. It's a big game. Like there is, and I mean, I still haven't done everything that you can do. I mean, there is still a lot of side quests that I have left. There are even still a few regions of the map that I have yet to even set foot in. There is just a lot to do in that game. It is a truly vast game, and not to mention that since release, there have been 2 pieces of DLC for it that I haven't even bought yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that game's gonna last me a long time. But I'm not gonna jump back into it just yet because obviously God of War is coming out soon. In fact, by the time this posts, it probably will already be out, and I will be balls deep in that. So, you know, my main goal really was just to get Ass Creed done with, because I knew once that came out, I wasn't going to be playing much of anything else. Well, I've been waiting for God of War. I actually, a few months back, there one of the free PS Plus games was Rhyme.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. Unfortunately for me, literally like the month prior, I bought Rhyme. So I was like, of course.
Yeah.
So I had already paid for it, but at any rate, I finally started Rhyme. Really cool game.
Yeah.
Really, really mysterious. You know, a lot of people compare it to like Ico or however you say that.
I think that's how I say it.
Ico, okay. Just very mysterious puzzle solving, and you don't really know what's going on, and you're just trying to like discover why you are where you are and what's going on. So, very visually appeasing game.
Yeah.
You know, not too long. Only it's only like a 5-6 hour game. So I just figured that would be something nice and kind of relaxing to play while between these two huge
Yeah.
because the new God of War I think is going to be a solid like 30-hour game. So I mean, it's not going to be like Ass Creed where it's going to be like the just huge thing, but it's not going to be a short experience by any means either. So it's been pretty much it. I've actually kind of went on a little bit of an old school eBay tear.
Yeah.
I was
saw
hunting
that.
down like a lot of old random games that I still didn't have in my collection.
Like what?
Well, we have one that we will feature during our last segment. But God, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the games Klonoa. So the original one was on PS1, and then there's a remake for the Wii.
Yeah.
I bought that.
You bought the Wii version?
I did, dude. So that was the one I was asking you about because on the disc there was cleaning crust
okay.
on it, and I was like, like is that going to affect the gameplay? Apparently, the guy on eBay selling it thought that it might because he had it listed for about half of what it was worth.
Wait, what is cleaning crust?
We went through a big discussion about this. Apparently, some kind of cleaning solution was used on it, and it like stains the middle of it and gets some gunk around the center ring.
Wow.
It was so.
Yeah. It's probably like alcohol based and it like didn't evaporate or something.
I guess.
Weird.
It was so. It just when I came across this particular listing for this game, I was just like, "Why is this listed at like half of what it's worth?" And I think that he thought that might affect the gameplay. Like when I made an offer on it, he was like, "Are you sure you want to buy this?" Like, I tested it, like, and it works, but I'm not like sure completely. I consulted, because I know the Chiefs were working at GameStop, and then I was even, I was even asking our friend JM because he used to work at a Blockbuster,
Right.
and
yeah, Blockbuster used to be a thing.
and they each were like, "Dude, it should be totally fine." So I bought it. So I got that Klonoa and the PS2 Klonoa
2.
each for about half of what they're worth.
I've never played the Wii version of Klonoa, but I do like Klonoa 1 better than Klonoa 2.
Right. That's what most people say, and the Wii remake looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
If you ever want to borrow it, let me know
Yeah,
if you can.
I might try that.
It seems like it's awesome, and honestly, most of what I snagged on eBay was for at least a little bit less than what the games are actually worth. Like if you're patient enough, you can usually find a deal if you're patient enough on eBay.
Yeah.
Remember Croc?
Oh yeah.
I got the sequel to Croc for a little bit less than like what they were going for on average, things like that. So, I mean, I didn't go crazy, but I got my tax return, and I was looking at like a bunch of old, video game lists of stuff, and it turned out there was still a good bit out there that I wanted in my collection. And so I just wanted to add some stuff. But anyway.
Well, real quick, because I know you were looking at one too. That were you looking at one that had scratches on it from a disc doctor?
There were a few I were looking at where they had just said that the disc had been buffed.
Okay.
But I did not.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
If,
I ended
if
up
you
buying
don't,
those.
if you don't know what a disc doctor's piece of machinery, you put a disc in, and it'll buff a very small layer off the bottom of the disc. Rental places used to use them for like if a game got scratched and it wasn't working, that would be like a last resort. We'll try that, and then it would usually work after that, but then it'd be easier to scratch it again because there wouldn't be like another layer of protection on the bottom of the disc, and that puts like these swirls on the bottom of the disc. It's really obvious when it's been done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there were a few of those I was looking at, and you told me to probably avoid those.
those,
So
like I said, like they'll if a game has light scratches, it'll remove them and it'll work. But then it's easier to scratch them again. So if it's something you're gonna pay a lot of money for, I would avoid it.
yeah,
Yeah. If it's something super cheap, hopefully it works. But typically I'd avoid them. Yeah.
yeah, I gotcha. Anywhoozle, move on to our main topic,
Okay.
which is God of War.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, literally. So, like I said, by the time this post, it'll probably already be out. I mean, we haven't actually played it yet because it's not out yet, unfortunately. But a lot of reviews have released, and it is like absurd how well this game is scoring. It got a 10 out of 10 from IGN. I don't think I've seen less than like a 9 for it. It is just like tearing it up. And that's all well and good. But, you know, the angle that I kind of wanted to come from, just because I got to thinking about this. So our last episode, we were talking about Microsoft's game Sea of Thieves. And how it's not that it like completely tanked and bombed or whatever, but it seems like it's not really panning out the way that they had hoped for it to have. And it's, you know, Microsoft seems to be kind of shifting towards this like games as a service kind of approach. And you know, that seems to be kind of what Sea of Thieves is like. Yeah, they're gonna, you know, patch it and add on more content and stuff to it. Usually when that happens, it's kind of like too late because once they've already made the impression, it's kind of like, I mean, that's what happened with No Man's Sky. They were like, well, we're gonna add all this stuff, and everyone's like, we don't care anymore.
Right.
And so it was interesting though, because so like with all of the great reviews for the new God of War, the Xbox head Phil Spencer tweeted like saying like, you know, congrats to Sony and all that stuff, you know, stuff that was classy and cool, whatever. And it's interesting though because he has previously been quoted, you know, in the past saying that like single player games, you know, him thinking they aren't as important anymore. And then recently he was saying that like they're something along their first party studios needing more time to make games, and I'm like, dude, you've been around since 2001. I don't really know what the hell he's talking about there. Anyway, so I guess what I wanted your opinions on, I mean, it seems to me at least like Sony and Nintendo like consistently prove that single player games are not dead. I mean, like look at Uncharted and The Last of Us, even though they have multiplayer, that's actually pretty good. And you know, Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda. I mean, you know, these are all hugely success. I mean, you know, like the new, the incoming new Spider-Man game is probably going to do very well.
Yeah, yeah, I'd imagine.
I don't get the angle that they're coming from on this. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to have one of the big three in the console space kind of like taking that approach. Like, even if it's seemingly not really working out for them. But I don't know. I guess I just wanted your guys' opinion on games as a service.
I've always just preferred just coming out with a game that is a complete package, like right off the bat, and like I don't know if this is exactly the same thing or not, but how they've been releasing games in like episodes. They started doing the new Hitman was like
Yeah.
they released it in portions, and I love the Hitman series. I've played all of them, but I haven't played the new one yet. I haven't got it yet, so I'm gonna wait to see if they come out with like a everything on one disc like collector's package or something, because I just prefer that. I haven't played it, even though I really want to, because I don't want to like support that.
Which
I don't
is,
like it.
Which also is supposedly what they're going to do with the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Right, that's what they said they were gonna do, and they did that with Square Enix. Did that well? Technically, Square Enix owns Hitman now too, so they did that with Hitman. They did that with like Life is Strange, which I actually haven't played that, and they have released that in one package. But yeah, they were doing it with the Telltale games was doing that, and I guess it was working out well for those games, but I didn't think it needed to be adapted to like a like a game that's already established as, like Hitman. I felt like they've been on the right track already, so I didn't see the need for them to release them episodically. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of it personally. I don't really have any great reasons or arguments for it. I just prefer. I'm being a collector, I love to have something on the shelf that's like, here's this complete package, here's this complete, experience right there on the disc. And as time goes, it gets less and less like that. Now, all the PS4 games I have up there, like, half of them won't work correctly without updates and things that aren't on the disc. So as time goes on, it gets less and less like that. But I don't know. I know that's not exactly the games as a service that you're talking about, but I guess I don't have too much of an opinion on it. I haven't played much of those games because I just veer towards games that aren't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's so much to ask for a finished product, especially if you're showing out $60 or more. I think that's what was so confusing about Sea of Thieves. Not really so much that it was this really bad game. Like in fact, it seemed like it's a great idea, but it was just so seemingly unfinished. It just is like, what was Rare doing for 4.5 years? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? I guess I also kind of stray away from them as well. I think the last time that I really got sucked into it was probably Destiny.
Oh yeah.
The original Destiny, which was like, that was one of the last games I ever even imagined that I would get hooked into. I remember when I downloaded the beta, you were at my house, and we booted it up, and we were both like, "Whoa!" Like this game actually looks.
The beta was a beast.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, it sold me. I mean, I was like truly blown away, and then it was awesome for a couple months, and then once you got through all the content, and you're like, well, now what? And they're like, well, we're gonna give you an add-on later. And you're like, well, when? And, a few months from now, and then that comes out, and you get through that in like 3 to 4 weeks, and then you're like, well, when's the next one? And they're like, oh, like 6 months from now, and you're like,
yeah.
no. Like,
I see like the benefit of like, okay, well here's some of this game. Let's see how people react, and then we can go from there to add things that people want to see, things like that. But I feel like most game developers, like bigger game developers, are more. I think their eyes more on like this is a way we can split this game up and in the long run make more money off of one game, and I think that is how I see it. Like I don't know, I see it as more of a downside because of that than I do the benefits of it. Basically,
before we were recording, Rob, you were saying something that this actually could just be trickled down from Microsoft as a company.
Yeah.
If you want to do a
Yeah. Well, Microsoft has been doing this through a lot of their like professional services and like their like software programs, like Office especially. It's gone from, instead of just like buying the disc with the Office suite on it, they want you to buy like a year membership for Office 365. And that way they're making more money off of you for a subscription service instead of just selling you the disc once.
right.
Because like what a lot of people do is like when you get a computer, you have like the Office suite on it and you use that until your computer dies. So like you use it for like 6 years or whatever. And now Microsoft, instead of you paying like, I don't know, like $150 for the suite or whatever it is, they want to hit you for like $600. And I think that's the way that a lot of like programs and like software is going, is towards that subscription service. And I have to wonder if like maybe that's what developers will start doing, is like offering a subscription service for their games and like kind of split their games up like into like thirds or fourths or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, charge like $10 a month for all their games.
Well,
But over time they'll be like getting more money from that.
that's exactly what Microsoft's doing.
Yeah.
With with the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
They they have a new thing now where you can pay $10 a month and you can just like access their whole library of games.
Yeah.
So if you bought Sea of Thieves that way and you sort of kind of technically only paid $10 for it, well, that's not so bad. Whereas if you paid 60, you're probably kind of pissed off because you're like, I paid $60 for this game that's like half done.
Yeah, I think a huge problem with that too is that the more companies start to go in that route, and the more, just the higher number of games that are like that, it's you're not going to be able to subscribe to 50 different things. Like, I feel like they think that everyone's going to be able to subscribe. Like, I don't know, it's going to get too crowded. There's going to be too many subscriptions.
It's like the same problem with like online like streaming right now. It's like you have like Netflix and Hulu and like YouTube Red, and then I think Disney is going to start their own thing. It's going to get to the point where you're going to be paying the same amount of money that you already are for cable.
Yeah. There's HBO Go.
Yeah, Showtime now, like all that stuff. Yeah, I think it's just going to hit a saturation point where people are just going to be like, well, we paying as much as we just were.
Yeah, now it's back to square one, like cable. So.
Well, it seems almost like Microsoft is almost trying to become like the Netflix of video games. You know what I mean? With the Game Pass. And, and I mean, again, like a lot of what they've seen, like they've tried to do this gen with their, with their ideas and their services, like, and even their IP. It seems like it's a good idea in theory, but I don't know that it's going to pan out.
Yeah. Sony tried it's still a thing, but the PlayStation Now or whatever.
Yeah, which like this
which
is
a little different, but
it's like, so yeah, with with this, it's like pretty much the same thing, but you just aren't streaming the games. You actually like just like own them. So really, I would say it's better because you don't have to worry about your internet connection. Again, like PlayStation Now was a good idea in theory, but not so much in execution.
Yeah, there's just not an internet like infrastructure for that. Like,
it's probably great in Japan. Here, no. Yeah, it's just not gonna work. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just get a bit of a kick out of Phil's comments in particular. It just makes me wonder sometimes if Microsoft is really this tone deaf, or if it's just PR speak, which is probably actually what it is. But it's like, when you see things like these reviews for God of War and Zelda and Super Mario Odyssey and Xenoblade and the list goes on. Sony's whole thing is like deep, single player story driven games. That's their bread and butter. They've been that's been their thing for 2 console cycles now. So, and that's pretty much always what Nintendo's done. They're more kind of the kings of like couch co-op. But I just don't really understand how they can think that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think it's like a philosophical difference with their like game divisions. I think Sony is trying to make like these cinematic experiences.
Yeah.
Like it's like the next generation of film is what they're trying to like do, like interactive film. And I think Nintendo is kind of doing the same thing in like terms of like cartoons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's very cartoonish. But I think Microsoft is not thinking that way. I think they're thinking like in some of the same way as like the mobile game market, where it's just like we're gonna try and like get as much as we can in this like short period of time and then not worry about it anymore because it'll be like obsolete. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Consoles really, again, I've said previously, I think there will probably be one more console life cycle, and then from there, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's not going to last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it really just, again, when it comes to the whole console war in general, I used to really take sides and stuff like that. But my thing now really is just like, it just depends on what you want to play. And I don't think it's such a bad thing that Microsoft is kind of like taking this approach, even if it seems a little maybe not super accepted by a lot of gamers, but because at the at the very least it's making things interesting for sure. But I'll just be intrigued to see how it pans out for him. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that was really it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys kind of.
Only thing I wanted to add was saw a GIF of Kratos from God of War walking through the snow. The snow looked really good.
Oh, dude.
Looked realistic, very high quality snow.
It makes me wish I had a pro.
Yeah, me too. Because I won't be able to see that snow and that definition that needs to be seen.
Need that pro snow. Mm-hmm. And speaking of snow,
what a segue.
So one of the many games I eBayed,
Sled Storm,
the collector's edition.
Oh yeah,
white label PS1 game.
You gonna hold that?
You know what? I'm just gonna look at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is our last segment where these guys read the backs of old game cases because they're generally really over the top and ridiculous and funny.
Yep. So, I'm sorry, Sean, but I just noticed something on the back of this.
Oh god.
It says part of set, not for individual return or exchange.
Oh no.
Ooh.
This must have came with another. Maybe Sled. Is there a Sled Storm 2?
Okay. It's funny you mentioned that
You broke the law.
because there isn't a Sled Storm 2 per se. There, but there is a Sled Storm for PS2.
Okay.
But it's the same name.
So
it's just
I
Sled
wonder what
Storm.
set this was a part of.
I don't know. Now we got to find out.
I'll have to Google that. All right. So, first of all, I'm getting surprisingly tired. We're filming at night this time.
At night.
As you can see, the set is just completely different because it's at night, and we got that camera at a slightly higher angle and degree, so we're getting pretty wild. So, anyway, our last segment, we read the back of an old game case. And Sled Storm says, insane snowmobile racing. A new racing challenge. More than 40 insane tricks and combos. So the racing and the tricks are insane. 14 tracks through hazardous terrain. Race open mountain and snowcross circuits. Upgrade and customize sleds. 2 to 4-way multiplayer action. And get ready for the slamming sounds of Rob Zombie, Econoline Crush, Uber Zone, Easy Rollers, Dom and Roland, and more.
Well, they really kind of blew it all in that first artist.
Yeah. Slamming sounds of like that wasn't it. Like it looks like it's slamming sounds of these guys, but it's actually the slamming sounds of Rob Zombie. Also, these other bands.
These other jabronis.
What if there was a game and the whole soundtrack was just Rob Zombie? I'd play that.
Twisted Metal 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Ooh.
yeah, it's just like pretty much straight zombie, isn't it?
I think so. Can you reach it without hitting your microphone?
Oh, I don't know. You keep reading and I'll look for it.
Okay.
What system was that?
PS1. If I might not have it. I have it. I don't know if it's on the shelf.
I see it.
Okay. I don't know if every song's Rob Zombie, but it has Rob Zombie on it. Like a more...
Okay. Slamming soundtrack promotes maximum mayhem. Rob Zombie, first billing.
All right.
Cirrus, Cypress Hill, Scold, Ghoul Spoon in 1 minute silence.
All right.
So I know 2 of this bands.
All right.
All right, continue.
So, okay. It didn't say Slamming Sounds, did it?
No, it did. Slamming soundtrack promotes maximum mayhem.
Wow.
I picked a new game. I'm reading this one.
Okay. Rob Zombie's always described as slamming, I guess.
He's pretty.
Wait. Is this a Slamming soundtrack?
This is Slamming Sounds.
What's the studio that made that?
EA. That's
Sony.
So yeah.
Hmm.
So that was 2 different minds thought, man, Rob Zombie's really slamming.
Do you think that was like a condition in his contract when they licensed it that he's like, you have to say this is a slamming soundtrack?
I want it to be slamming. I only play slamming music.
It's like on a set of one of his horror movies. It's like, no, the game case has to say slamming soundtrack.
He's like cut. Like, hold on, what? Rockin', no, it's slamming. I'm not doing it. Take my song off that game. Okay.
The game sucks anyway.
It's like White Zombie would do that, but Rob Zombie would not.
White Zombie was pretty rockin', but Rob Zombie's slamming only.
Oh shit.
So yeah, this is up to 4 players. Yeah, that's pretty much all about this one. Collector's edition. Oh, it's inside another collector's edition available from EA is EA Sports Pack with NBA Live, Madden, and NASCAR Thunder. So this must have been a racing pack of some sort with, I assume, Sled Storm and probably the other EA racing games. So,
That's
NASCAR
probably,
Thunder.
that's probably the best one. Let's be honest.
oh yeah,
Hmm.
just two more copies of NASCAR Thunder and Sled Storm.
Yeah. It's a NASCAR Thunder sandwich. All right.
Start.
Things are getting weird. I got the greatest hits edition of Twisted Metal 4.
Slamming.
Slamming. High octane attitude with a twist. Sweet Tooth and his pumped up posse of evil henchmen have taken control of the most explosive freak show on wheels. More than 20 wicked new characters and vehicles with all new weapons. Get sick with Rob Zombie's Dracula, Roach Coach, Nuke Mobile, and more. 8 new multi-level war zones and hidden levels. Go buck wild in interactive arenas like Neon City, Carnival, and Sweet Tooth's bedroom. That sounds awful.
About that.
New car combat customization. Pick your size, body style, paint design, and special weapon. Now savable to memory card. Wow.
Ooh.
Monster graphics and improved car physics. Crisp vehicles and lush battlegrounds await. Revamped arcade physics keep you on track for destruction. I already read the Slam and Soundtrack part. 1 to 4 player lunacy with multi-tap support.
Nice.
Rated T for teen.
I didn't even know that had multi-tap support. Sled Storm has multi-tap support as well.
That must have been the hot new thing back in whatever the hell this was. 2000.
Oh, okay. Forgot about Sweet Tooth's bedroom. You're like shrunk down in a giant, your miniature cars in Sweet Tooth's bedroom. Is there an action replay disc inside of that?
Yes, there is. There's an action replay disc in there.
Oh, that's where that went.
Wow.
We found it.
For US consoles only, this is not a game.
It's-
CodeJunkies.com.
And
So
that
it's
description is meant for you to know it's not that it's like a piece of software, but it's dead serious.
Is that like a Game Shark for PlayStation?
Yes.
Ooh. Nice.
I didn't know you were a cheater.
I am cheating.
Jeez.
Well, I had it hidden away in there for a reason. I didn't want anyone to find out.
Yeah.
So
Found out all your
guess
secrets.
I shouldn't have mentioned that game.
Now the whole internet knows. Think about that.
I'm a big cheater. I'm a big fan.
Cheater, pumpkin.
Oh, they got it, cheating.
Okay. That's it.
All right. Well, that will do it for this round.
Yeah.
Thanks as always for tuning in. Like and subscribe and share. Also, keep an eye out for our weekly sports segment called Game Day Gameplay. We are in the midst of the NHL and NBA playoffs. It's getting crazy.
We can't say anything because it'll be in the second round before this airs.
That's true. But let's go. Let's go Pens. That's all I really got to say about that.
Wow. Good night.
Okay, good night.